Hello students. Today our topic is Seven Ages of Man by all-time great English dramatist and poet Shakespeare. Shakespeare is best known of course as a playwright and a sonneteer, but the songs scattered in most of his plays make it clear just how talented the bard was in this sideline. His sonnets and songs are marvels of literary engineering. Shakespeare is a great songwriter, and songs permeate the tragedies, comedies, and histories and have provided a source of inspiration for composers, lyricists, and performers for 4 centuries. These songs are not an as interruption or delay in the dramatic action, but as a means of enhancing characterization and narrative development. Our present song is a monologue by Melancholy Jakes in his pastoral comedy, As You Like It. It occurs in Act 2nd, Scene 7th, and from line number 139 to 166. For Indian students, this concept is not new as we know that it is scattered and embedded in our culture, that the whole life is considered as a drama being enacted and every man and woman a mere actor. In this poem, Shakespeare has also compared life with a stage. Now, let's look at the text of the poem, The Seven Ages of Man. All the world is a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts, his acts being 7 ages. In these lines, the poet compares this world to a stage. All men and women are only actors and actresses on the stage of this world. All these people have different routes to enter this stage and also have different exits to go out. They enter this stage when they are born and leave this stage when they die. Every person during his lifetime plays many parts. These parts are called 7 ages. These ages are actually like acts of a play. The next stanza says, At first the infant, mewling and puking in the nurse's arms, and then the whining schoolboy, with his satchel and shining morning face, creeping like snail unwillingly to school. Shakespeare describes the first stage of a man's life as infancy. During his infancy, he cries and throws up milk and vomits when he is in the hands of a mother or a nurse. The second stage is of boyhood. This is a school going period. It's a time when he complains all the time. His face shines like the bright and fresh morning. He carries his school bag and unwillingly goes to school at the speed of an insect. The third stage of a man's life is of a lover, sighing like furnace with a woeful ballad made to his mistress's eyebrow. He is a grown up person and assumes the form of a lover. It's a time when he loves his beloved ardently. He sighs like a furnace. He writes a song in praise of his beloved's eyes. He also sings such songs again and again as he burns in his emotion. Then a soldier, full of strange oaths and bearded like the pard, jealous in honor, sudden and quick in quarrel, seeking the bubble reputation even in the cannon's mouth. When he matures, he becomes a soldier. He takes strange oaths. He has a beard like a tiger. He is furious like all these animals. During this stage of life, man is jealous of honor of others. He is very quick-tempered and owns calls. Since he is warm-blooded, he looks for temporary reputation and fame. To achieve this temporary fame, he is even ready to go into the mouth of a gun. He doesn't bother for dangers. Line number 16. And then the justice, in fair round belly, with good cape and lined, with eyes sphere and beard of formal cut, full of voice, songs, and modern instances, and so he plays his part. In the fifth stage of man's life, man becomes middle-aged and mature like a judge and has a fair round belly full of the meat of chickens. Perhaps he has become fit because he eats in excess. It is a stage when he is firm, serious, and grim. His conversation is full of many different proverbs of the world of the past and is also full of the examples from the modern age. He has beard of a formal cut and has such plays this part of life. The sixth age shifts into the lean and slippered pantaloon with specs on nose and pouch on side, his youthful hooves well saved, a world too wide for his shrunk shank, and his big manly voice turning again toward childish treble, pipes, and whistles in his sound. In the sixth stage of man's life, man shifts from middle age to old age. Now he wears pantaloon with slippers on his feet. He has become thin, weak, and lean. He wears now specs on his nose because of his weak eyesight. He also has a purse by his side in which he keeps money. He uses long socks which he has saved during his youth. Now these socks are very loose to his lean leg and look strange. His big, loud, manly voice has turned into the shrill voice of a child. Since some of his teeth have fallen, whenever he tries to speak, it seems as if he were playing upon a pipe or as if he were whistling. Last scene of all that ends this strange eventful history is second childishness and mere oblivion. Sans teeth, sans eyes, sans taste, sans everything. In the last stage of man's life, the life which was previously full of strange events comes to an end. Man becomes child once again. This is like his second childhood. In this stage, he is childish as well as childlike. At this stage, he forgets almost everything. His memory becomes very weak. He loses teeth, eyesight, and a taste. He is without everything. This is a stage in which he completes the drama of his life and leaves the stage of this world for the next. Shakespeare seems to be suggesting through Jakes that there may be many different productions on the vast stage of the earth, but they are all essentially the same. It conveys a message that ultimately we end up just as were to be begin with, helpless.